Hey folks, Steinorth here. A quick little Stei story. I'm going to call this one Bear Bathing. Well, of course you got to be bear to bathe, right? Well, this is back when when I took my family up in the backcountry, and we spent a year living in the backcountry. Um, well, we lived in an old turn of the century cedar log cabin. Totally off the grid, no electricity, no running water. Literally, it was off grid. That we had absolutely none of the pleasures of modern life. And for us, it was an experiment. Um, I wanted to take my family up in the backcountry and live off the land generally. And um, we homeschooled our kids, and we wanted to experience that. And we had some pretty interesting experiences up there, different animal encounters and different things that happened that were unusual. We had a tragedy during that period of time. And I've done a lot of videos earlier, um, videos, Sty stories about that. And there's a lot of things I haven't done videos on during that period of time. So, okay, that goes back to that time. Well, we didn't have running water, so we had to hand carry our water. Now, our kids, I didn't want our kids to suffer. I'm not a mean old man. So, we would haul a lot of water for bath day. And we had a big tub that we'd heat the water on the wood stove and then fill the tub. And you hear all these stories. Yeah, I grew up in a family of 10 kids, and mom would fill the bathtub, and it'd start with the older kid, and by the time the youngest kid got there, you couldn't even get the kid down in the water because there was so much dirt in the tub. Well, it wasn't like that. Fresh bath for each body, okay? So each kid, that was a lot of work, but everybody got a fresh tub of water to take a bath. I didn't do that. Um, the only time I took a hot bath was in the winter. Um, but in the spring, summer, and fall, I'd go to the creek and I'd bathe at the creek. Well, one time I went to the creek and I had all my bath supplies with me, my bar of soap and my towel and my toothbrush and toothpaste and all that. I didn't shave, so I didn't have to bring a razor with. But I get out there and I get undressed, hang all my clothes on a bush, and I get in the creek. And it's a pretty good sized creek. It's probably about 10, 12 feet across and probably about 18 inches deep. So I get in that creek, and oh my gosh, was that cold, that creek. Whoa. And this was in late August. And there is nothing like sitting on a rock in the middle of a creek, bathing, and then all of a sudden you hear a jaw smacking sound, and something's popping its jaws at you, and you turn and you look, and no more than, I'd say about 10 yards off to my side is a really big black bear. Probably 450, maybe pushing 500 pounds. Sitting on that creek bank, 30 feet away from me. And he's popping his jaw and staring at me. It's like, yeah, I like my food rinsed off. I like this. I like when someone rinses off my next meal. Get yourself real good and clean before I eat you, kind of thing. But he quit popping his jaw when I realized he was there. And then he was just kind of curious. He just kind of kept watching me. He didn't come any closer, But he didn't wander off either. He just watched me sitting in that creek. Well, I was bare butt naked. I sure as heck wasn't going to try to run and climb a tree. I sure as heck didn't have anything to defend myself with. And I thought, the best I can do is, if he does attack me, is try to rub that bar of soap in his face and try to get it in his eyes to deter him. Well, he didn't act aggressive. He was just sitting there watching me. So I actually finished bathing. I skipped brushing my teeth. But I never even realized that when you're distracted, when I got back to the house, that was the funny part. When I got back to the cabin, I got out of the creek, got up on my side of the creek, got my clothes on, didn't waste time with socks, just stuck my feet in my boots and skedaddled out of there. And he just stayed on his side of the creek watching me leave. When I got back to the cabin, I had my t-shirt on backwards. I had my pullover shirt on inside out. I had one sock on. The other sock was sticking out of my pants pocket, if I remember. But when I was getting dressed, I wasn't looking at anything. I was just grabbing clothes and putting them on. So, the hazards of bear bathing. Just another day in the backcountry for Sty and his family out in northwestern Montana. So, that's the end of it. So, just remember, if you're bathing in the creek, look around for spectators before you do. This is Sty North saying thanks for tagging along, and you all have a nice day. Bye-bye.